Guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how I do my ombre. I am just going straight in with the colors I'm going to be doing the ombre with, and I'm just applying them exactly where I want them to go. Now when I'm doing these first layers, I don't automatically worry about blending them together too much. I blend them in a little bit with just the polish brushes themselves. And if you're worried about the colors mixing, just wipe it off before you put the brush back in the bottle and it'll be fine. But I just kind of mix them a little bit on the first coat, but it doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna worry more about blending later on. It is really easy with these jelly colors here. A little bit later in the video, I'll show you the same method with, actual opaque colors. It's really easy to do the ombre with just the brush method with these jelly polishes because they just blend together so easily. But I'm just worrying about getting the color on there, and then we'll worry about actually blending them together a little bit later. Now I'm going in with a second coat on the blue and the green. So on this one, I think there's a hair. I can see it right there. I'm about to get it out. Okay, good. So I'm blending these together with still just the same brush. I don't think I bust out any additional brushes with the jelly colors because they're so easy to blend together, especially the blue and the greens, since they're kind of the same color family-ish. Now we're going to go into the second coats for the blue and purple. The process will be pretty repetitive for each color, but all you really want to do is just use the gel polish brushes themselves just to kind of push each color into each other. You want to make it to where you can't see where one color starts and one ends in the middle, because it's gonna look really seamless, especially with these jelly colors. The jelly colors make it look very easy. Later on when I do the other colors, you'll be able to get more of an idea of the technique, and I'll use additional brushes. But I do love jellies for this reason. Well, this is one reason why I like them. It just makes it really easy to seamlessly blend the colors and do the ombre. So just kind of watch what I'm doing and try to mimic my brush movements. I am going to be quiet until we get on to the other opaque colors that I mentioned later on in the video. Okay, so now we are getting into the blue colors that I'm going to be doing the ombre with. And you can see off the bat that these are definitely more opaque than the jelly colors that I was just using. So you're going to be able to see more clearly how I blend the colors together. But you can kind of see that I'm stopping midway through the nail. And I was kind of using my brush to just kind of push a little bit of that product upwards. And then now I'm going in and kind of piling most of that color towards the tip of the nail and bringing it down. I'm taking the brushes that the actual polish brushes themselves for the same first layer as well and using them to blend together. But I'm kind of just going back and forth between the two brushes and just blending them together the best I can. And again, it doesn't have to look perfect on the first layer because we're still going to go in with multiple layers to get that seamless effect. And this one's kind of tricky because the top color is pretty light compared to the bottom one, so that makes the ombre a little bit tricky sometimes. But I brought out my fan brush, which I do like to use the fan brushes to kind of blend the colors together. They do have specific ombre brushes that you can use as well. I've tried a couple of those before, but I like the fan brush the best for blending the two colors together, and you don't want to swipe at all. You're kind of just tapping the two colors into each other. So I moved that one over to cure, and now I'm moving on to the second nail. And just keep in mind, it's not going to look perfect when you're doing your first layer. It takes a few layers for the ombre effect to really show. So I'm going in with these two, and it's going to be the same process again and again, just concentrating most of the color either towards the bottom or the top of the nail, and then kind of dragging the colors into each other. And then going in with that brush as needed that fan brush as needed to help blend the colors together. Like you can see right here, I'm not dragging my brush at all. I'm really just kind of tapping it and pushing it at the same time. And then you want to wipe off your brush in between. And for each layer, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm just adding each color in. As the layers kind of develop, I'm using the fan brush more to help get that seamless look. But it's really about just kind of dragging the colors where they need to go and not putting too much product on at a time. I'm not gonna lie, this light blue color was really annoying me. The lightest of the two blues showing right now because it did not really blend well into the other colors. So I did start getting frustrated after multiple layers, and I would have blended it more and did more layers if this was going to be a set of just straight up ombre, but I'm actually going to be doing art over all of these nails. So you can see that at the end, a couple of them looked like they needed a couple extra layers to get that full effect, and that's just how it is sometimes with ombre. Even if you're doing the sponge method, you need like 100 layers, it feels like. But since I'm doing nail art over these, it's gonna be fine. So just keep that in mind when you see the final look coming up here shortly. So it's time for the top coat, and I feel like the top coat really does help bring everything together. Even before the nail art gets on there, it really, it's a clear coat, but for some reason it just makes everything seem actually cohesive because you can't really see the layers and the streakiness anymore after you do the top coat. So I'm just going to be applying that to all the nails and then curing. So here we are with the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed and got some good tips out of here. Again, a couple more coats, it would have been perfect, but I'm doing nail art on top of them, so I don't really mind that a couple, well, just those three with that light blue color are a little splotchy. But I hope you enjoyed anyways, and I hope you subscribe, and thank you.